What's good, y'all? It's Aquarius King in the building. So I'm just gonna review this Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers matchup. So I don't know. First off, let's look at how Golden State even got here. I don't know. That series was really weak. For that series to go to Game 7, I watched Game 6, and Game 6 was trash between the Kings and the Warriors. That game was flat out trash, bro. Like, I'm not exaggerating, none of that. Like, no, you know, taking it too far. No, that game was trash, doggy. 100%. Like, keeping it a stack with you, that game was garbage. And before, originally I said, hey, if it goes to a Game 7 at the Kings back in Sacramento, the Kings is gonna take it. Them being such a young team and all that, going, having to deal with everything, considering all that, them being so young and excited and energetic just to be in the playoffs, period. Like, when's the last time Sacramento was in the playoffs? Chris Webber days, Vlade Divac, Jason Williams, or Mike Bibby. Back in that era, like, that's the last time Sacramento's been in the playoffs. So you think that they would have a little more, you know what I'm saying? A little more excitement going into Game 7, and to lose by they lost by 20. To get dubbed at home in Game 7, man, I guess that just speaks to how young they are as a team. You can't really deny that. They're a young team, but still, bro, you got the Warriors on the ropes like that in your building. You got to take them out, man. That's the defending champs. Come on now, so I expected more, but after watching Game 6, I can't say that. Like, I didn't expect much in Game 7. The Game 6 was flat, didn't even seem really competitive. You know what I'm saying? The Kings just dropped the ball. Harrison Barnes had 4 in that elimination game. It's safe to say Harrison Barnes is not gonna give you a lot when it comes to a real playoff push and things like that for the Kings, for any team really. He never really gave you much as a Warrior. When he played for Golden State, he didn't really give you. He did. He played some decent level defense, and he contributed. Probably average. Probably has a postseason average with the Warriors of maybe 12, 13 points, which isn't bad, but that's with the Warriors. You put him on a whole nother roster with this year's postseason, this year's playoff performance, man. The man probably averaged 7 points, and that's your veteran. That's your veteran leader, Harrison Barnes. So he was disappointed, and I'm sure the Sacramento Kings fan base has gotta be disappointed in his performance this playoffs. But I didn't expect much. I used to be a big time Warriors fan. I still hope that they go far. I hope they beat LA at least. But man, he's not. Harrison Barnes really dropped the ball. Kevin Huerter's another player that just did not perform well in that series, bro. And both of these were 2 key players for the Kings. The Kings needed them to really step up big. Instead, they relied on the youngest players on their team. Between De'Aaron Fox, Fox he's got some years under his belt now, but so you could say Fox, between Fox, Monk, and Keegan Murray. That's the Kings. That seems like that's who they relied on, and Keegan Murray's just a rookie. So how are you gonna rely on him in your postseason debut and expect him to be your end all be all, your savior for this postseason. Like that didn't play out well to me. I feel like they were unprepared. Well, I feel like their veteran leadership was just disappointing. You know, I know Herter's pretty young, but I mean he's not a baby anymore. This is probably like his third or fourth year. He showed out in the playoffs against the Sixers. He basically, between him and Trae Young, basically eliminated the Sixers a couple years ago. So that was just a disappointing performance for the Kings all around. So when it comes to this Lakers and Warriors matchup, I I don't know. I don't know what to. Me personally, now I feel like the Warriors are a better team at this point. Right now, speaking today, speaking relevant, speaking today, present time, I believe second round in the playoffs, I believe the Golden State Warriors are a better team overall. However, matchup wise, I do believe the Lakers match up well with Golden State. Depending on, I say that all based off of what AD is going to bring to the table. Anthony Davis' performance is going to tell me everything I need to know. If AD's AD, then they have the advantage matchup wise. If he's not, if he's 10.7 rebound AD, then that matchup favors Golden State because I feel like it turns into a game where they're gonna be getting out and running. If there's no real down low presence, they can get what they want in the net lane. If AD's not down there protecting the paint, that's huge for them. If they can keep Golden State to strictly a 3-point shooting team, then they have the matchup advantage because the Lakers have perimeter threats also, and if they can win that battle in the paint, then yeah, they overall have the advantage. But that's easier said than done. I mean, Kevin Looney is no slouch. Kevin Looney's gonna bang down low. Oh yeah, he's a doggy, bro. Looney's a dog when it comes to that paint matchup. When it comes to that big boy in the lane, oh yeah, Kevon Looney's gonna be active down there. It's gonna be one. Like it's gonna be that when it comes to Kevon. He is not. He battles, bro. Like I said, he's with all the smoke. He's with all the activities. Like really, like Looney's like that. But so if we go to the perimeter, I mean, right now, so that's that. Concerning like the perimeter play, let's just keep it real. And I've been saying this since the early 2010s. My projection of what I thought was going to go down, I knew Steph Curry was going to be one of the best point guards of all time. When he came into the league, he just shoots he's too much of a shooting threat. It's not the fact that he can make them, it's the fact that he's a threat. So it opens up every other aspect of his game. That is the basics, fundamentals of understanding, knowledge, and education of basketball. If you can shoot, your game expands way more than any player that can't shoot. It just is what it is. When it comes to perimeter play, your potential just is way higher as a perimeter player, and that's just facts. And Steph, coming out of college, already known to just be a marksman. He's clearly a shooter. I knew from day one his game had more potential to be great than most every other point guard or two guards in the NBA. So I'm just gonna say it and keep it a buck, which I've already been saying for at least the last 7 years. I mean, Steph Curry is the best point guard of all time at this point. He just is, man. And I'm not just saying that because of his scoring. I mean, his passing ability is super high level. I mean, his dump off passes in that pick and roll. Uh, his awareness on dropping dimes and things like that in the lane is just super high level. It's just really high level. And so, I mean, when you get to that point, it's just obviously you're gonna be a heavyweight in at the guard position, and Curry is that. I mean, I feel like he's the best point guard of all time. I mean, yeah, I get Magic and everything, and also, now Skip can finally hush that whole Steph Curry not being a clutch player. Like, now that could be killed. I mean, how many game time down the stretch, back and forth, responding 3-point shots does this dude need to make over the span of his career for you to just to finally admit that he's a clutch performer in the playoffs? I know it's Skip's thing to say, oh, well, yeah, he's clutch, just not in the playoffs. No, maybe not in the finals. And he was clutch in the finals last year, too. But maybe I'll give you an argument there, even though I can't even sign off on that. Maybe in the finals. But in the playoffs, this dude was doing it year after year. I mean, all those years that he was, of what he was doing to Memphis, all those years of what he was doing to Portland, all those years of what he was doing to the Pelicans when AD was there, all them years of doing what he was doing to the Rockets, to the Clippers. The list goes on and on. Like, you gotta hush up with the clutch performance. He's hit clutch buckets all throughout all the series he's had with them, and multiple series against a few of those teams. The Thunder, like, stop it, bro. Like, come on now. Like, dude is one of the most clutch players of all time at this point in the playoffs. And I've watched with my own eyes. So many game time buckets, so many buckets forcing overtime, comeback runs and rallies that he puts together with the Warriors. Yeah, Clay helps also and comes through and is pretty big time clutch performer. But overall, I mean, you gotta award that to Steph. Clay will have his game or two out of each series, but I mean, come on now, the man produces. Doggy really gets it done like that in the postseason, down the stretch, in the clutch. Doggy's clutch, so you can't really. Skip's got to get off that. But for this series, in my opinion, I give the advantage to the Lakers, but you just really can't write off the Warriors at this point. And they look like they are feeling good about themselves and are confident. So we'll see what happens. This is just a quick little preview, you feel me? How I feel this is going to shake down for the Western second round playoffs, man. This is Aquarius King, Aqua King, signing off. I'm going to holla at y'all. Adios.